I think I'm live. Hello, everybody. Just messing around with my camera here. Must kind of feel like I'm a little off, but I think we're okay. So welcome, everybody. Make sure I'm live here. Okay, it does say that I'm live here. So hello, Zen friends. Happy weekend to you. Happy Friday night, Saturday morning to some of you on the other side of the planet. So good to have you here. And excited, as always, to see what messages come through from Spirit. But before we get into all that, let us bring in some beautiful love energy. I don't know about you guys, but this energy that probably about a week has really felt really heavy. And we can all use extra love. So if you want to join me in magnifying love energy out to the world and to each other, I, of course, welcome that. Whether you're watching this on replay or live, we can all join together outside of space and time and just let that eternal, unconditional love energy flow down into us and fill up our lives and flow out to the world. If you want to, of course, immediately start raising your own love vibration, an energy of gratitude is a higher frequency that immediately starts to take us to a higher place. So while we're hitting the singing bowl and being here in this moment, if you want to think of at least just one thing that you're grateful for right here, right now, and just thank the Creator, thank the universe for that sincerely, and that will help us raise our vibration. Plus, it also makes us really amplified and magnetized to receive more of what we're grateful for, but also it helps us receive messages from Spirit, which is why we're here today, right? All right. So you want to join me coming back to right here, right now in this moment. I'm going to take a big, deep breath. Hold it for as long as you feel comfortable. Don't pass out. And then we'll hit the singing bowl a few times. So here we go. Big, deep breath in. All right, let's begin. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. Love that energy. All right. Let's put her back here on her little throne. So happy to see everyone. Hope everyone is enjoying their weekend so far and just having some wonderful moments. I know every moment we have a choice, right? And this energy is definitely making it a fun adventure of the power of choice, right? So hello, all my Zen friends, and welcome to my channel. If you're new to the channel or new to these readings, welcome. We got a great group of Zen friends with huge hearts, great senses of humor. Definitely, as I always say, two things we can use in this adventure of humanity, right? So welcome. There's always room for more Zen friends. So you're definitely welcome here. If you want to know how the whole process works, be sure to check out the description box of the video. It goes into the entire process. Donations get first priority. I honor that energy exchange, so I step out of the readings, dive deeper into those, meaning I pull more cards, and then I come back to the free readings. I'm on for 3 hours. Whatever I don't get to in 3 hours, I don't come back on except on Sundays. Sundays are special, where all the readings, even all the free readings that I don't get to Sunday morning, I do take a break and come back in the afternoon and finish everything. So if you try to get a free reading through with these sessions and I don't get to you, make sure to come back on Sunday for sure. We'll make sure you get a reading from Spirit. For a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box of the video. I do talk about my Venmo, my CashApp, my PayPal, and Square. I currently don't have any set dollar amounts. So whatever you're able to give from your heart is the perfect amount. Tonight, I'm going to continue to use, I started using these last night. I like these Arcanus Animal Tarot. Kind of simple, but I love the characters on them. And then we've got to talk about Lamas. Lamas, I guess it's here is the name of it right here. Lamas, Lammas. It's not llamas, but it's August 1st is the first kind of harvest energy and first harvest celebration. So this is all about abundance and gratitude and hard work coming to fruition. Last night I mentioned how we can celebrate is honoring the land through ritual, or have an altar with offerings with natural elements and stuff on it. Tonight's little suggestion is you can bake some sort of bread. So whatever your favorite type of bread is, making like a harvest bread is part of the celebration. So happy Lamas, however you say that. I do not know. I did not research it. I should have. But for every donation, your first one gets one of those oracle, and then any additional, the second donation gets a soul coaching. Let me show you that, a soul coaching oracle. And then any additional donations after that don't get a fortune cookie, just for the sake of time, to make sure everyone, just to be fair to everyone, because sometimes I'll get 3, 4, 5, 6 donations from individuals, and just out of fairness, the first 2 get fortune cookies tonight. All right, so we will jump in. I think that's everything I wanted to say, except I also collect timestamps. I report them in the chat as I go throughout it, but I capture it all. And after I'm done at the end of the session, I do pin a comment listing all the donations. Well, it's donations, but all the readings I completed. Donations are first, and then if I get to free readings, then free readings are second. But I list all the names with all of the timestamps, so you can just click on it and go right to your readings. I know. It's part of the high-tech occurring age we're moving into. So let me give you a quick idea of where we're at for donations, so you guys know where we're aligning here. I do have some via CashApp and PayPal. And that's where we'll start. We'll start with Amazing Grace times 3. So we'll have 3 for you. And then Cat Lady of the Sea, we'll jump back over here. We have 2 for you over here. And then Anna, hello Anna, you'll be up after that. And then Maria P, we have 2 via PayPal over there. So we'll jump over to my other screen over here for your readings. And then we will jump back here for Brenda. Brenda, Aquarian, whoop, whoop, whoop. For yours. So that's where we are going to be at. So let us take a quick sip of coffee or tea. Cheers to everybody. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. All right. And let us begin. So Amazing Grace, we'll start you at 1010. Look at that. I love that. We'll put that down in the chat here. All right. So yours are over here. So we'll start there. So hello, Amazing Grace. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your adventures. So your first one up, thank you for your first donation. You wanted messages from your future husband. I always have to say it that way. Your husband. Let's see what they want you to know here. So we've got these, and these here. Okay. I feel like we want this too. So we'll see what this is all about here. Ooh, okay. Bottom of the deck, we do have the moon card coming in here for you. So moon card is about phases, of course, but a lot of this moon energy, this deep subconscious energy, um, it feels here, I'm really being drawn to the past life aspect of uh, of a message from him to you. And so he's speaking of and focusing on past life energy and going, you know, we've had other lifetimes in other, as humans in several lifetimes, also in other dimensions, other places. So I feel like they're really drawing you to connect inward and downward into the subconscious, into the kind of the realm, the pathway. That's one of the pathways to the Akashic records, and really reflect on there to see what you're able to pick up, because there's many lifetimes and there's all these emotions from different lifetimes, both amazing, deep um, wisdom and knowledge and wonderful love energy. Also, some challenging energies from the past as well. But it's all experience, and they're kind of just saying our roots go deep. So they want you to know that. Let's see what we have here. It's like you got one card and two cards and two cards and one cards. I feel like this is you and this is them. Let's see what they want you to know here. Yeah. So on one here, you were the magician energy. So in another lifetime, you were the masculine entity. And they were Eight of Cups, yeah, emotional energy here as well. So you had role reversals, other lifetimes. You were the masculine energy, they were the feminine energy. In this one, you chose to be a very strong feminine energy, and they are also a strong masculine energy, but they're also a sensitive energy. And so I feel like they're wanting you to kind of understand the length and the breadth of the energy that's coming into this relationship with you guys in the future. And that's, that they understand all of this energy that's coming in, and you understanding all this energy coming in. When you come together, it's not going to be so, what is this, it's, you're going to have this I don't know, understanding. He keeps on using the word understanding. You come in with your eyes wide open, your heart has an understanding of these emotions that you guys feel. So I love that. Let's see what's on the, begin on your side. Yeah, 10 of Wands and Page of Wands. A lot of energy and connection to the spirit world, upgrades and downloads. And there is a lot of this kind of a dual message, because in this lifetime with you, this magician energy of your focal energy, whatever you grow expands. There is this 10 of Wands going to a new level in your energy as well here. So I like that. Also, let's see what these two cards on his side are for this lifetime. Yeah, the King of Cups. I love it. And the Six of Pentacles, this balance energy between head and heart and between equal giving. So I like this energy because I feel like when you guys meet and go into your relationship and then eventually marriage, that it's going to be here not a normal, well, of course, nothing's going to be normal with you, right? You already knew that. But it's not going to be a normal marriage, not a normal relationship where you don't like, oh, it has to be this way. And, you know, the man does this, the woman does that. It's very much this bonded, meshed partnership where, because of all this lifetime energy and all this other energy of the past and these past lifetimes, that there is this comfortability with everyone doing what is their strength and where their growth is at. And I love that energy. So that's their message for you right now. That's pretty awesome. I like that. Let's see what your fortune cookie says too here. So from the Seasons of the Witch, the Lamottes, here we go. This one's yours right here. You've got Sunburst. Yeah, look at that. Boom. Beautiful energy. Card 37. Embrace your inner light and share it with the world, inspiring others to do the same. Yeah, you guys do have this joint desire to help people, and you both will enter that energy. This is keywords are enthusiasm, happiness, radiance. And it says the Sunburst card is perhaps the happiest card in the deck, as it represents vitality, joy, and truly letting your light shine. There are nothing but good things to say when the Sunburst card beams into your reading. Life is good, and you're experiencing a fruitful time of contentment and success. But more than that, you've become an inspiration to those around you. People are looking up to you and maybe even exalt you as someone to model their lives after. In that way, you're stepping into the role of leader and will help many along their journey, even if you aren't aware you're doing so. However, if you're seeking a higher position, then receiving this card is confirmation that you should go for it. Now's an excellent time to ask for a raise or a promotion, to transition from employee to entrepreneur, and to generally elevate your status to a position of power. Finally, this card represents positive energy regardless of where it lands in a spread. And if your question is about a troubling situation, pulling this card means a sudden positive outcome in your favor. So I like that. There is an embrace your inner light meditation, which I will read for all of us. So it says, take a few moments to close your eyes and relax. Feel the tension disperse from your body as you take slow, steady breaths, and imagine you're standing in a peaceful golden meadow on a beautiful summer's day. Take in the beauty of nature around you, the vibrant flowers, lush grass, and gentle breeze caressing your skin. Feel yourself bathed in sunshine, warm and uplifting. Letting it wash away any worries or anxieties that were weighing you down. In this moment, know that you are perfect and whole just as you are. Let go of labels or any expectations placed upon you from others and embrace your inner light without judgment. This is your time to shine in all its brilliance and beauty. Take a few moments to fully appreciate the warmth of this moment, to bask in your inner light. When you're ready, slowly make your way back into the present while still holding on to a feeling of contentment. Beautiful. I love that. And how funny about letting go of labels and expectations is what he mentioned too, about the relationship, that it's not going to meet these labels and expectations. It's going to be something much different. So I love that for you. So that's number one there for you. So thank you for that. Amazing Grace. Number two, you'd like a message from your spiritual team. All right. Let's take a look here. See what we have here. What does your spiritual team want you to know? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. These are underlying energies here. All right, what do we got here? Ooh, the Chariot card on the bottom. Well, you have the Moon card. Now you have the Chariot card, 2 major arcana for your 2 kind of the underlying energies here. Chariot card, of course, is, oh, that's, yeah. They're like, and it is ruled by Cancer, the moon. So moon energy, of course, is core to your cycles of your life and your energy and your high priestess and all that, right? So we already know that is there, but this is a message of power of choice. And it's a good reminder, because you already know this up here. And I feel like you've really been getting it down into this knowing that I get to choose the story of what everything means, the emotion I want to feel in anything, the energetic focus I put out and draw things to me in my physical action, and releasing the responsibility of everyone else's choices. So it's a good reminder to start off here. Let's see what else they want you to know here. You got the 10 of Cups. Yep. Choose joy, joy, joy. I love that. Beautiful. Love filled up within you and overflowing, but it's choosing higher vibration. Every moment is a choice of higher vibration or lower vibration. Also, a great reminder that there's no right or wrong, good or bad, better or worse choices. There's just different choices with different outcomes and different experiences. From spirit standpoint, they don't differentiate. There's just, if you choose a higher vibration, you have a higher vibrational experience. If you choose this, you don't. It's like choosing between, do you want a sweet, something that tastes sweet, or something that tastes sour? Either way, there's different times where we want something sour or we want something sweet or something neutral, you know, but we get to choose. So I like that. So good reminder of the joy, the world card. I love that about victory and an ending of an old cycle, beginning of new adventure. 10 of Cups, that's another ending and beginning energy of a 10. But you definitely have made it to a new level. And even in your previous reading, when you went from the 10 of Wands to the Page of Wands, there is this moving up, moving to a new level, moving to new energy as you're been raising your love vibration, releasing lower vibrational thoughts and beliefs and emotions and energy and things that don't serve you in the physical world. As you've been releasing these more and more, you've been feeling this draw, you've been feeling this, and they're confirming that this is an ending of old emotions, an ending of old things, and moving into a new adventure. So buckle up, Buttercup. Yeah. The Hermit card too, which, here we go. Of course, the Hermit is stepping away, connecting with the spirit world, making sure you're having your alone time and focusing on your connection with the spirit world. I feel like September with the 9 here is really standing out for me here, of a big transformational month for you, which is only 4 weeks away. Here it is, August 1st. Can you believe it? So before we know it, it's going to be September. But I feel like September is going to be a big month of spending a lot of time with spirit, even going into some sort of retreat, something along those lines, where there's a super huge focus on everything else around your life is, moved away so that you can focus on that. I was just looking at that flame, really got big back here. I was like, maybe I should move it away from the tapestry a little more. You got the 3 of Pentacles too. Here is your spiritual posse making themselves known. But there is an energy of being true to your authentic self and expressing your authentic self as well. So I really like that for you coming in here, because this is all part of you've never been broken. You've just been burning away the parts of you that don't serve you anymore, that aren't you, these things that people have put on you in the past and you took on as your definition in the past that you've been letting go. Energy below the surface, you have the 8 of Wands. Yeah, a lot of messages from spirit all over the place, which I feel like but there's been even more messages than, because we don't, okay, yeah, it did burn out. I was like, now I smelt fire. So poof, there it went out. So the flame was there strictly for your, for this going to a new level. I love that. But the 8 of Wands is also saying that you've been aware of a lot of messages, but there's so many more that if we just continue to raise our vibration, we see even more synchronicities, more messages in the outside world and in our mind and in our energy, in our emotions as well. So definitely messages all over the place from them. Yeah, the King of Cups, this balance between head and heart. I like this, that it doesn't take, higher vibrational energies are so much more powerful than lower vibration. Like one higher vibration emotion or choice counteracts like 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million of lower vibrational emotions and choices. So it's not like we have to do so much to move our energy. It's like one energetic higher vibrational choice impacts our life so much. And if we make it our habit of focusing on that, then it makes a huge difference. So I just feel like this balance between head and heart, between lower vibration and higher vibration is important for you. Yeah, and another victory card like the World card, Six of Wands, the smooth movement, victorious energy, just that, realizing and focusing on gratitude that everything is perfect, that there is no wrong choice, and that life is not happening to you. It is happening for you, but whatever story you put to things is up to you. What emotion you choose in things is up to you. What energy you put forward is up to you. And then, we've got that, whatever our physical actions are too. So it's totally up to you how you perceive everything by all of your choices. And there's no right or wrong choice. Just know if you're tired of sour, you can choose sweet. If you're like, sweet all the time, sometimes we need a little bit of sourness. And then we're like, okay, that's good enough. Back to sweet, right? All right. And then for this second donation, you get from the Soul Coaching Oracle for your fortune cookie. So let's see what we got here for this one here. And you have Strength, card number 46. Riding the Dragon. Queen of Dragons, right? Like, I was going to say Lord of the Rings. That would have been totally wrong. Game of Thrones. Yeah, because, well, they did have a dragon in somewhere in there. So the Strength says there's a wellspring of power within you. Call upon it. Also be willing to lend your strength to others. Your soul wants you to know the greatest strength is silent and deep. It doesn't need a show of force. It just is. Inner power is found through contemplation, reflection, and meditation. Sometimes it comes from times of growth and change. Other times it springs from surviving and conquering painful situations. The affirmation for you for this is, I have deep inner strength and glorious vitality. So I love that for you. All right. So that's what they have for that one. And then for your third one here, you want to know, what is this opportunity that's coming in for you? All right. Let's see what we got here. So, hey, Brenda, after this, we have Cat Lady of the Sea ×2, then Anna, and then Maria P ×2, and then Brenda, and then CJ. You'll be up after that. So that's where we're at. All right. So Amazing Grace. Let's take a look here. What is this opportunity that's coming in for you? All right. All right. There is a countdown here. Oh! All right. But this isn't romance. You do have the Lover's card that's coming up here, but on one side, this is also emotional choice energy, but it's also, I feel like more so, and well, 3 major arcana in bottom of the energies of all 3 of your readings. But I feel like this is about an important relationship that's coming your way. I don't feel like it's romantic because I don't feel like this is husband coming in, but it is an important relationship that's coming in for you here. And it feels more best friendy, but it's also a relative. So it's someone that feels like a best friend to you, but it's also a relative. There's this coming back together, or yeah, it feels like a coming back together. And this, I don't feel like there was like this rift of kind of thing. I feel like they moved away and now they're moving back. And I feel like that's what this opportunity is that's coming your way, is this best friend reunion kind of energy. Let's see what this brings in here for you too. Yeah, look, here's that strength energy of Leo, which you got the strength card in this last of your fortune cookies. But I feel like this is going to happen in Leo season, which goes from what, August 22nd to no, July 22nd to August 22nd. See, I'm in August already, so we were on here. So we have this here. You got Wheel of Fortune as well. Well, I love the Strength card, Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, so we've got this energy here of abundance, definitely this feeling of fullness and nurturing, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture kind of energy that comes in here. And I do feel like this is telling a lot about who this person is. Maybe they are a Leo with that strength card energy coming in here. But feels very fortunate. It feels very fullness of life. It does feel like it changes things, because I feel like this individual was someone that is a great source of support for you in a lot of ways, and vice versa. And it just feels, it almost feels like sisters, even though you're not sisters, but it just feels like that. And because it's not like, even though that Mother Nature, Mother Nurture energy, it doesn't feel like it's like a mother figure. It feels more nurturing energy, that you guys nurture each other and support each other so well. I love that. Yeah, and then the two cards that came out together, you have the Judgment card and the Nine of Wands. I do feel here that you do go about this. You both have grown a lot since you guys moved away and coming back. Because I feel like you moved away and they also moved away. You've come back and now they're coming back. So I like this, but it's about seeing the relationship from a different place, and that you guys go beyond the barriers that you had before, where it just energetically, especially, I feel like it just maybe even spiritually, that there's this special bond that allows you guys now to go further than you would have if you would have continued to be around each other before. But with the separation, it really has helped you both grow and come back in a different way. So I like that. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. So abundance and this fullness of life, it's endings and beginnings energy, the nines and the tens that you're getting throughout all of these. So it is, not just going back to the way it was, but actually going forward in a different, way as well. I like that. Underlying energy. Yeah. Nine of Swords, another nine with the King of Wands. Yeah. Energetic choice and moving forward here. And it's moving past fears, moving past old expectations and old ways of looking at things. I just feel like there is where there might have been some fears or some difference in beliefs before. I just feel like this opportunity that comes for you in this partnership, this friendship, just feels closer than friendship, but not romantically. It just feels like this bestie, deep bond kind of energy that's coming your way here. So I like that for you, and that's what's coming your way for this one. For after more than 2 donations, we don't get a fortune cookie with that, but you definitely use those other ones for that too. So that is what we have for you. Amazing Grace, thank you again for your donations. I greatly appreciate those. All right. Hey, Debbie O. Hey, Faith and Love. Lucky, Ashish. Hey, everybody. Hey, Debbie. Timestamps for yesterday's reads. Oh, for the donations? Or I didn't get to any free readings. So if you were looking for those, that's why. If you look up further in the pinned comment, I will always put in big caps, I did not get to any free readings. So hopefully I left that in there, but that's why. Unless you made a donation, I was on almost 4 hours, and I didn't get to any free readings. So that could be why. All right. So let me take a sip here and we will continue here. Happy, happy. It was interesting. I had weird dreams last night. They were really dark dreams. Like I was on a plane headed towards Houston, which is funny. That's what just made me think of that, Debbie. But I was on a plane and some guy picked a fight with me and we were fighting and I kicked his butt. Then I went and sat down in my chair and there was these two doors on the doors on the side of the plane, but you could see light through the edges. Like these are not very secure doors. And they kept on opening them and closing them, trying to get them to close all the way. And there was all this other stuff. All these dreams were like very conflicting dreams. And that's the kind of energy I feel going on in the world right now. So if you guys are having weird, bizarre dreams, no, you're not alone. All right, so let's jump in here. So Cat Lady of the Sea, let's grab your timestamp. This is for ×2. So let's grab that down here. Oh, there we go. So thank you for your first one, your sticker, your number one. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. And thank you for your first donation. And you would like to see what will happen to your relationship with Jordan once you move out. All right, let's take a look. So based on current energies, what do you want Cat Lady to know about your relationship with Jordan once you move out? All right, thank you. Really, all these? All of these? Okay. We will go with all of those. And then they went. Also these two for underlying energies. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. 2 and then 5, 4, 5, and then 2 more. Okay, and then 2 for underlying energies. So let's see what we got here. Now, bottom of the deck, we start off here with the High Priestess, which is about time to you to step back, to look higher, connect higher to the spirit world, look behind the veil, dive into the subconscious, the deep emotions. Underneath that, you also have the Hierophant, which is about your higher self calling you to see things from a different perspective. The Moon card under there too. This Mother Luna energy looking into the subconscious and emotional world. So very much it's a life-changing energy below the surface for you, both of you really, but this is focused in on your energy because this is all about how it's going to be for your benefit. It's going to allow you to see things differently. It's like going up, like the High Priestess going up into her High Priestess tower allows her to look down and see things from a bigger perspective and go, oh, wow. Because when we're in the weeds and in the forest, we don't see, we see individual trees, but when we look back, we see the forest and aha, big ahas, right? So I like that. As the underlying energy, what happens to the relationship with Jordan? You do have the Judgment card and the 5 of Wands. So there is this transformation of energy. The Judgment card, like the other cards, is about our higher self, kind of like it's the rapture, right? It's usually has an angel and people are rising from the grave, rising from the dead. But it is an energy of our higher self calling us to see things from a different perspective, a higher perspective. And that's what helps change this 5 of Wands from a conflicting energy to something where we understand, oh, now I know why I wanted to experience that with them, because it's showing me something in here below the surface. Again, back to that subconscious, right? These emotions that have been flowing, impacting me that I wasn't aware of until Jordan kindly goes, look, here you go, right? That's what this 5 of Wands, it's a 5 in our face showing us what we wanted to see. Now, of course, you are also mirroring things for them that you have no idea of, but this is what is happening for you. And this is what that kind of energy that happens is you're realizing, okay, I understand more. the 5 cards in the middle, here's that 5, right? Let's see what we have here. You have the 7 of Swords, realizing what of our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets deceived us, lied to us, that kept us from things, stole things out of this is the way it appears to us. I didn't get that joy because I had this belief. So I feel like I had something stolen from me. But it's realizing it's my own thoughts, my own stories, not anything anyone did or didn't do, said or didn't say, but my story, what I put to it is the impact, right? So it's the big awareness. Yeah, we do have the 9 of Pentacles. The learning of this of, if I can't be happy alone, I can't be happy with someone else, right? It's a good energy of feeling independent, this feeling of independence that I can be by myself and I don't need someone to complete me or to make my life, but I do eventually want someone to be a part of my life. But I'm learning that I don't need someone to be my life. I am my life. And it's a good energy. I feel like you're learning through this departure for a little bit. You have the 8 of Wands. A lot of energy returns back to you too. It's interesting, because you realize when you're out of this relationship and you're focusing on your life, all this energy you were pouring in, you get all this energy back to yourself and you realize, wow, I didn't realize how much of my energy I was pouring into trying to make something be what I wanted it to be, or that trying to have me behave the way I think I should, expectations I had on myself, expectations I had on them, expectations I had on the relationship, the world. You realize, wow, all this energy I'm investing, and now I have all this extra energy. And where am I? Wow, just returns back to you. You have the 2 of Cups along with the Page of Wands. It does take your energy to a new level with relationships. So I feel like if you do this reflection, if you go into your High Priestess temple and you do spend this time really reflecting on those things, this is like, it takes your relationships to a new level. Now, with them or not, I don't know. We'll see with these other cards here if there is a, part 3, part 4, whatever part this is, right? Is it like Friday the 13th movies, part 16? Will it return again? But it definitely impacts future relationships, whether it's with them or not, because you're changing, you're seeing things differently. So you'll go into relationships at a higher vibration. So you won't experience what you've experienced before. It's even moving to a new level. So let's see here. I feel like we'll find out if there's a return here. You have the Page of Pentacles and the Empress here too. It is an energy of abundance and fulfillment here, a fullness of life. Let's see what the underlying energy is here. You got the 7 of Wands and the King of Cups. So there's a balance between head and heart and this desire to be true to one's authentic self energy that comes in here. And this Empress and Page of Pentacles, it just feels like, of course, the Empress is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture kind of energy, taking care of yourself, but it is nurturing abundance, creativity, birthing of something. And the Page of Pentacles is a new opportunity that can open up in the future, but it does require both of you, to do the release of old things and to go to a new level. Because if you raise your vibration and Jordan doesn't, you can't attract, you can't draw them up to where you're at. They will try to draw you down to where they're at. The energy tries to pull us down. Instead, you would end up meeting someone at that higher vibration. So, like I said, it's very open to a lot of different possibilities, because that is a lot dependent upon both of you. Of course, you can only control your inner work, but if you do that and they do that, then there can be an opportunity of, but it's not the same movie. It's not like Friday the 13th part 16. It's like if you ever see people in a movie, that they play two characters in a movie together, but it's not that movie anymore. It's a different movie, and they're playing, a different one, and you're like, oh, it's a whole totally different story. With that, hopefully that makes sense. All right. So for your first one here, let's pull here from the Lamas Oracle. Llamas. It's for today. For harvest. We'll call it the Harvest Oracle. Okay. Let me put these back together here. There were so many. I probably shouldn't do this with my eyes closed, huh? Hey, cat lady. Yeah, so it could go either way. But it depends on they have to do their inner work to raise their vibration, and you as well. Otherwise, I don't feel like you guys would, even if you guys don't do the work. I feel like you, both of you, are just tired of doing the same thing over and over and over again. So it has to be different. It can't be the same old, same old. Let's see what we have here. You got roosters and hens. There you go. That's funny. Card 35. A change of scenery is calling. Embrace the adventure that awaits. Wow. How can you, with moving out, you're headed to new scenery, right? This is curiosity, uniqueness, and birthing something new. So chickens are very intelligent and curious animals. They love to roam and explore their surroundings. And studies confirm that chickens are very aware of the world in which they live. The rooster and hen card has presented itself to pique your curiosity. This is your call to try something different. Go on an adventure, shake things up, and expose yourself to something unusual. This card can indicate travel or a desire to experience something outside your daily routine, because sometimes all that is required to get out of a rut is a change of scenery. Consider taking a trip if that is accessible to you. Doing so will open your mind to new ideas and may even introduce you to a fresh passion or life purpose. If traveling is not an option, brainstorm ways you can switch things up at home, such as moving around furniture, working in a coffee shop for the day, or taking a stroll around your neighborhood, or moving out, right? You never know who you might meet or how taking the long way home one day might change your life forever. Wow. That piques your interest. What does all that mean? Ooh, ominous. All right. So that's for your first one. So thank you for your first donation. And your second one, I like it. Your little sticker. Thank you for your additional donation. Question 2. See, how will it go for you and the kids with you working every day? You're worried you won't have time to do much, right? Yeah, you definitely have to get creative with all that, right? You're like, all right, let's take a look here. So based on current energies, let's just take a look in here. What does your life look like with you working every day? So I do want this one too. These ones are calling out for you too, just those two though. And then that one, oh, wait, I do want those two for there, over there. All right. Let me just scooch these over since we've got these. All right, let me scroll back down here. So bottom of the deck, you do have the Moon card here, and the High Priestess underneath that, and the Death card, and the Magician. got all this major arcana energy. Definitely, it is life changing. The moon card is about cycles and, phases. It's going to go through ups and downs, fullness and then to emptiness and fullness and to emptiness. Like everything, the high priestess, though, is about the importance of having your own time for your transformation with this death and rebirth. The magician card, being the number one, the major arcana, is about stepping into your power. And it is important for you to have your alone time and whatever you can do to get inventive with that. I'm not sure if you have family nearby, someone that can, you know, take the kids from time to time, or you can drop them off and go have some quiet time for yourself to make sure you can do that. But it definitely is about finding ways to be able to have um, alone time. And that can be sending them off on a scavenger hunt, or, all right, everyone go to your room and do this, and then we'll get back together, even if it's a reflection exercise, something that you can make fun with the kids. You can always get inventive, but I feel like alone time is important. Mother moon energy, nurturing yourself is important as well. Okay, that's the bottom of the deck. Let's see what they want here to tell you about your life here. Yep, 10 of Wands. Yeah, oh my gosh. Can feel like a burden sometimes. There's a lot of energy that's going to be invested. Yeah, that's why it's important to rest and relax. You have the Knight of Wands, though, along with that, which is the quest for stepping into your power. I like the previous reading that a lot of the energy you were investing, emotional energy toward Jordan, the relationship, and this and that, and da 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 da, all that energy comes back to you. So you have this resource of a lot of energy. If you will turn that energy back to you, you will have that ability here to do this. Wow. And the Nine of Wands. There's a lot of fire, a lot of energy, definitely, that's going on here. But you've got the Six of Pentacles, which is a balanced energy of the outside world. So, you know, definitely I'm seeing using AI, Google or whatever, the internet. There's a lot of resources there of a lot of single parents that have to balance everything. How do you do it? What are your ideas? Search now while you have time, right? And go, okay, what ways can I introduce to keep balance to where I don't feel like I'm running on empty? What are things that people can do with all that? In fact, there might even be a community in your area where you get to know other people and in your situation. And sometimes that's what it takes, is you get to know someone or you trust someone who has children, and you're like, all right, on this Saturday, can you take them? And then the next Saturday, I'll take yours. And that, yeah, it's stressful, although sometimes doing that keeps the kids busy anyway. But, there can be this ability to juggle things. It's just, looking at it differently, allowing different things. Yep, King of Wands. Power of choice coming in here. A lot of what happens is up to you. Wow, and the Queen of Wands. You got both. I mean, all of this, it's crazy that out of 6 cards, 5 of them are wands, fire energy, and 3 of them are the royalty. So it is about you ruling over your energy, managing your energy. If we focus on, oh God, life is so horrible, guess what? Life is going to be horrible. If I focus on trying to focus on what I'm grateful for the most, more gratitude comes in. So managing your energy is going to be very important. And kind of, it's like Spirit is saying, how's it going to be? I don't know. How do you want it to be? Because whatever you focus on is what you're going to draw in, right? You get to choose how it's going to be. There's going to be just everyday situations that are happening. in the outside world, but you get to choose the story, right? As we talk about, you get to choose your emotions, your energetic focus, your actions. But so it's, you're not on an out of control drama train that life is happening and what's happening to me. No, it's, you're the one that's driving the vehicle, so you get to decide how it unfolds, right? I like that. Eight of Pentacles, you put in the blood, the sweat, the tears, you do get the reward. Look at other wands. And the energy does change here when we realize I get to choose, this conflicting energy I have. I can, the battle between the head and the heart, the head saying, oh, this is tough and this is horrible and this is what has to happen. And if you don't do this, you're a failure. And all this accusatory things in your brain, your heart is going, let's just enjoy, let's have gratitude and have joy and enjoy each moment as we can, not be pulled so much into the future, into the past, but try to be as present in the moment as you can. And it does bring this feeling of abundance for you too. Yeah, Page of Pentacles, you do have an opportunity for abundance, and the Ten of Pentacles. So you definitely have this ability to be very successful with doing it all. And you have a very sharp mind. You can think of ways to make things interesting, to reward, so that you don't spend all this time cleaning and picking up after the children and all that. It's, getting them engaged in supporting and a reward system, if they'll do things. And of course, you probably have all your ways you do it already. But that's what looking into the internet and the communities of ways, unique, fun ways to engage your children in helping support and helping things move forward, right? So I like that for you. Hopefully that brings a little bit of hope. Let's see what your soul coaching oracle brings in here for you. All right. This is on top here. And you've got Essence. Ooh, look at how peaceful that is. A peaceful Zen home. Card number 19, Essence. Let's see what this is. So the card meaning says, find your essence. Simplify and contemplate in the Zen garden of your mind. Discover the stillness in the center of the cyclone. Do what's important and let go of the rest, right? I like that. Come to simplicity when it comes to the movie. Not, I got to do all the stuff, saying, all right, what are the important things? It says your soul wants you to know, peel away everything that isn't truly you and let your essence shine. If you've ever watched a cut crystal hanging in a window in the sun, you'll remember seeing small rainbows around the room, yet they all emanate from the same source. You have different parts that comprise your identity, yet beneath it all is your spiritual core. Take time to find your source and live life from your center. If something doesn't give you joy, don't do it, or find a way to make it more pleasurable. That's right, make it fun, right? Don't try to expand your personal power and intent without first exploring and understanding the wisdom of your soul. And the affirmation is, in my essence, I am joy. So I like that. Choosing joy, finding joy. And so that is the experience that you can have through all of that. I know it seems like impossible now, but when we, instead of looking at like the 10,000 steps, just look at the very next step and then the very next step. But keeping it simple and focusing on joy seems to be a big theme with a lot of that. But it seems like it's all in your hands. It can turn out very well with that. All those pentacles and Eight of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, is it can feel very full and abundant, or it can feel like a burden and horrible, but that all lies within you know, what your focus is, right? So hopefully that helps, cat lady. Hang in there. I know this is an adventure that's like, oh, it's scary, but it can be exciting too, right? All right, so that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Anna. You are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. All right, we'll give that a love and a like there. Perfect. Hello, my good friend. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. And you want to know a reading for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Anything new, fun, or borderline naughty coming your way? Uh-oh. All right. Let's find out here. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know. Let me highlight that so I can see where I'm at. All right. Whoa. We're going to get Juan's cards. All right. So let's take a look here. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So let's see here. Like we're going to do like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday energy. And then I feel like these are underneath Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right, let's see what we've got here. Okay, well, I know, that's all I have to say. Well, no. I have to use my no button. Doesn't seem like there's too much exciting borderline naughty with the Hermit card being your underlying energy for the weekend. It feels like more alone than it feels like involving other individuals. But let's see here what we've got here. So for today, Friday, you do have the Sun card. So there is joy, there is brightness, there is fire here, but it doesn't feel like that kind of fire. It feels here more like warmth and brightness. Let's see what the underlying energy is here too. Yeah, Three of Swords. Expectations do equal disappointment. So it's just focus on enjoying the moment on Friday. It's like, just go with what is there. There's not really, doesn't feel like there's anything that is headed your way as far as like, not so much like new or borderline naughty, but more fun. And I feel like there can be this brightness, this joy kind of energy. Just don't have any expectations around it being anything more than what's happening in the moment. It feels more pure, more like a play date with your child self. It's like that kind of energy, not naughty energy. All right. All right. Let me get rid of this here. All these warnings popping up on my computer. All right. For Saturday, yeah, warnings. So you have the Four of Swords, another rest energy, how they're sleeping on the Ace of Swords there. So this Saturday feels like a day of rest. It's funny because the three swords of expectations equal disappointment again showing up. And you have the Seven of Cups. Feels like it's a day full of different emotions. So there is some kind of hanging out. It's peace of mind, but it's about letting go of expectations, really getting out of your head and more into your heart. It would be like a great day to journal, to process, however you process your emotions, talking to Aunt Dixie or, doing something that feels very emotional flowing, getting emotions sorted. I feel like Saturday feels like that. Was there something else with all that? No, not really. I don't feel like there's anything else, but it feels alone kind of energy again on Saturday. Then we get to Sunday. And the devil, Capricorn, Saturn energy. That's what I was going to say. Thank you, Spirit. The other thing that I was going to say with all that emotion, Venus, the planet of love, just moved into Cancer yesterday. The moon energy, the ruler of all emotion, including love and all the other emotions. So that's why I feel like emotions are very heightened here. But Sunday, Five of Wands, it's more of this movement of some conflicting energy. Sunday just feels like you were in your head about long held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. Just this stuff that's being brought up, this conflicting energy with the Five of Wands to be, movement um, of thought and belief and mindset. So I know that doesn't sound like new and fun and borderline naughty, but it's freeing. I heard something today. It said something along the lines of, when we have stress and different things that bubble up, it's for us to help us be free from things, to bring us freedom, which in the end does feel good. But I feel like it's like tonight just feels like a night of do something like take your inner child on a play date and go have fun. Because tomorrow feels like you're getting out of your head and into your heart, but Sunday it feels like you return back to your head to release some thoughts and beliefs that were connected to emotions that you work through on Saturday. So I know that's based on current energy. I don't know, blah, blah, but being a Capricorn rising, I love doing the work and facing the raw stuff to let it go. With you being Gemini, right? You like learning and growing too. You're not afraid of it, but you also like to have fun. All right, let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. Let's see what we got here. What else for the weekend here for Anna? All right, nope, none of those. So they'll make it very, very, very obvious. Oh, that must be Aunt Daisy. There it is. Yeah. Well, those aren't really daisies, are they? Could be. But you've got the cornucopia. Card number 12 coming in here. Let the power of abundance flow through you and open up fresh opportunities for growth. Yay! That's what we were just talking about, right? An opportunity for growth this weekend. Ugh. Keywords: overflowing abundance, fruits of your labors. It says cornucopias are now commonly associated with the North American holiday Thanksgiving, but they're much older than that and have been a symbol of abundance for thousands of years. I did not know that. The name itself in Latin meaning horn of abundance. Well, we knew you're going to get a wand or a horn of some kind. A perfect symbol and vessel of the prosperity celebrated during the first harvest. Cornucopia has appeared to signify the immense abundance in all areas of your life, but may require you to view abundance from a greater perspective, going beyond material possessions. Everything from emotional abundance to cosmic abundance, abundance of joy and creativity to an abundance of love can be a portal, attracting more ways to experience prosperity in all its forms. In a reading about material wealth, you may experience a surge of financial abundance and even unexpected financial windfalls. Oh, darn it, why don't we make this about abundance? Your hard work is being noticed and rewarded, leading to new opportunities for growth. This is a direct result of the universe answering your prayers and your intentions. For questions outside of wealth, here we go. This card guides you to embrace the abundance of blessings within your spirit. Within you lie untapped potential, unique talents, and a wellspring of love and creative ingenuity. Embody the spirit of abundance and watch as your life flourishes in every way. Yeah. So focus on gratitude and what you do have. And of course, there's a beautiful mirror of reflection for this weekend, too. So that's what we got here. Hey, Anna, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. If I get to free readings, I can come back for your additional question, or if you want to make an additional donation, we can look into that. So you lost it again? You found it, but you lost it again? Were you drinking wine with your cousin again? I tell you what. All right. So that's what they have for that one for you, Anna. And then Maria P, we're circling to you now. Let's grab your timestamp here. This is ×2 for you here. All right, there we go. So let us go over here and pull this up. Let me take a quick sip. We'll dive back in here. All righty. So number one, thank you for your first donation via PayPal. Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you today. Okay. His thoughts on your overnight stay. Wow, congratulations. I know you were looking forward to that. All right. Will you have another overnight stay this weekend? Let's take a look here. Based on current energies. What he said last night, did he mean it? All right. Oh, yeah. And then what's coming for you guys? Okay. All right. So thoughts and feelings right now. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot about things moving to a new level with the death and rebirth and the Hierophant. This is seeing things from a higher perspective, looking at things differently. So there is a change of energy about them. We've been noticing that. Well, I think we've talked about it, but I've been noticing that there's that change of where he's becoming more vulnerable, allowing his heart to feel more and be more, allowing things to get closer together, allowing things to move faster. So it's good. It's good energy here. I love that coming in here. So that is that reinforcement of that, ready for things to kind of move to a new level, not expectations of, oh, that means this, but just it's all about movement. It's not about defining what the movement is, though. Make sure, because we don't want to try to entrap, right? It's just, all right, yeah, we are growing closer, and I love the results of that, right? So I like that. His thoughts on the overnight stay, look at that. You got the moon energy, another major arcana, which is about, of course, a lot of emotional flow, this feeling of hidden things revealed. It's funny, when I first saw the moon, I'm like, and he was like, oh my God, you mooned to me. But there's this great amount of emotional flow with the moon card there, but that feeling of home, that feeling of being at home with someone in their heart, not just physically home, but in the heart with this Cancer moon energy, right? So I love that. Will you have another stay this weekend? All right. Yeah, there is a possibility for it here. We've got the World card, which is a victory card, an ending of a cycle, beginning of a new adventure. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow your roll energy. So, and this is the pursuit, the Knight of Pentacles in the pursuit of the Ace of Pentacles. So focus your energy, because there's a possibility for it, which means it hasn't been decided yet. But if you focus your energy on gratitude for what you have had, not when will it happen again, because that's a lack energy, which pushes it away. But focus on gratitude for what you have had. It's like, yes, this is something I've been looking forward to experiencing. Now I've experienced it, and I love that. I love this about it, this about it, this about it. Not, okay, am I going to have more of it? It's about gratitude for what you have had, right? So I really like that energy. Did he mean what he said last night? Yes, of course. But Yeah, and more. We have the Eight of Wands, a lot of flow of energy, a lot of, passion, but it's a lot of communication, the Eight of Wands. The High Priestess is the revealer of hidden things. And so I feel like that this energy of it coming forward was an important thing for them to say. And I feel like we've been mentioning it in your readings, right? That he does, and does feel like you're the best thing that he has ever had in his life. And maybe he didn't go that far. Maybe that's a little bit of hiddenness but he's been revealing more and more and more about this going forward, right? But he definitely meant what he said with all that. It's not just made up stuff. And what's coming for you guys? Yeah, Eight of Swords. I like this. It's a good flow of energy of letting go of thoughts and beliefs and fears that no longer serve you. These expectations, the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be's, the things that we fear, we're letting those go. And I feel like both of you are putting these fears, letting go of these expectations, coming back and living more in the moment instead of trying to strive to be something or someone in life. But I feel like you're both in different ways in your lives. You both are coming out of that trap of expectations and more into the now. So I like that. Let's see what else they want here for you through the lamas, maybe. It's today's celebration of harvest. Let's see what we got here. You have iced tea, which is lean into your soul's pull and listen to its whispers to nurture yourself. Yeah, I like that. That's good energy to come back to you. Let's see what this has here. It is about slow moments, refreshing, and relaxation. Sorry, I'm falling off my chair. There we go. It says, won't you come in and have a glass of iced tea? That's what your soul is asking for right now. A break and a chance to refresh after a long period of hard work. The spiritual equivalent to heat stroke is burnout. Yes, you can keep going and keep pushing, but the results could be devastating. And what would have been a short break could end up being a very long and possibly destructive breakdown. Fortunately, there's no need for things to go that far. You have received this card as your warning to enjoy some much needed relaxation. Stress can be just as dangerous to your physical body as a lack of nutrition and exercise. Your emotional, spiritual, and physical bodies are not separate. They are all one being, you. And there will not be a replacement if you don't take care of yourself. You are operating in a way that is not sustainable for long periods of time. Allow this card to be your permission to examine how your soul is yearning to rest, slow down, or release some of the overwhelming experiences you've been having. So calming down, coming back to the moment, stepping into gratitude, right? Because if we get caught up into that, expectations, it's exhausting trying to live up to all the expectations of the world. And so this is about coming back and resting in the now and gratitude. So I like that for you. Right. So that's what they have for that one for you there. So thank you so much for your first one and for your second donation. You want updates on the dock side. All right, let's take a look here. So what does Spirit want you to know about the dock side? What can we know? Okay. And that there. And then next week, how many times will you hang out? Oops, all right. Thank you. And does he know that you love him truly? All right. And then his friend is a tarot card reader too. What? His thoughts when I said that I like it. Oh. You didn't tell him that you ask about him, do you? And then was there something he didn't like in our date? Okay. Let's take a look. All right. And anything else? All right. So, update on the dark side. Yeah, we got the Judgment card and the Emperor. Still that energy of deciding what they want, putting plans together, and then the action behind it, kind of energy. But the Judgment card, I do feel like they're seeing things from a different perspective, a higher perspective. So as they've been changing, as things have been unfolding, meaning Wally, that's been changing their plans and altering, putting more energy behind it, because now I feel like they're getting more clarity on how they can do things, and um, not that you weren't worth it before. I don't want to like downplay how important you've been with them, but I just feel like for them to face the dragon and to go through a lot of things and to speed it up, and would have to make the prize worth the risk, right? And you were worth some risk of making changes and heading towards trying to extradite themselves out of their lives. Um, but it wasn't this super rushed, and I feel like there's been more speed from the inside, not pressure from the outside to make change. So it's their desire is wanting them to speed things up, not feeling pressure from the outside that they should, if you know the difference, right? All right. And then how many times will you hang out? We got three. We have Two of Cups, beautiful togetherness. That feels like a date kind of energy. So I like that. We have the Hanged Man. So just hanging around in the cocoon on one date, one night. And then the Knight of Swords. Here's another one of these. You usually get one of these lately where it's a time of conversation and hanging out, just hanging out. The Hanged Man feels like a night of really bonded, we'll call it that. But the Knight of Swords feels like mainly it's conversation and great deep conversation. So I feel like three times next week. What is his thoughts about that you like the tarot reader? They have peace of mind around it. I don't feel like they had any expectations around that it would be that or not. I feel like they know you after you guys hanging around for over a year now, right? Or about a year, a little over a year. That they were just like, yeah, that's good. They didn't have like an opinion around it because I don't feel like they had any fears about it or not. Like, oh my God, you're going to get upset if my friend's a tarot reader. I felt like they were like, you'd be cool with it. I don't feel like it would be I feel like they had peace of mind before and it didn't really impact it. Was there something, let's see here. Oh, do you know that he loved him truly? Yeah, the High Priestess energy here. Actually, this Four of Swords was the does he know that you love him truly? He's got peace of mind around that, so that makes sense with that. Because here's this the High Priestess around the tarot reader. Sorry, I skipped over a question, but they're like, I feel like they kind of feel like you're a little witchy in a positive way. They're like, they kind of have the sense that you are into the mystic a bit. So I feel like they're not surprised by that with that either there. Okay. And then was there something that he didn't like on your date? The Nine of Wands. Feel like with the Nine of Wands, that's like a barrier to passion. And it's not like they didn't like it. I feel like, we talked about how they like to do some different things intimately, right? Um, and that there are some things that he still is holding back that he wants to be able to share and to try and do different things. But it's about sharing passion and sharing that with you. I feel like, but that's more in them, not that they didn't like about you. I feel like it's something that they want to be able to do. Um, So we'll leave it at that. Anything else? You've got the Chariot card, the Hermit card. Yeah, you got this powerful energy here about the power of choice. And the Hermit, again, it's like remembering to be grateful for what you do have. And the Hermit card is, I feel like there's this energy. It's just a good reminder, especially probably with what's going on with you being able to stay over. It's like, when are we going to be able to live together, and not be alone? It's like, don't, well, I'm not going to tell you what to do or don't do, but Spirit is just like, keep in mind is a better way to say it, that if you focus on want and need, that pushes it away and makes it longer for it to happen. Come back to gratitude for what is. The Chariot is a reminder, power of choice. You choose your story, your emotions, your energy, your actions. They choose their own. You can't control those. You can only control your own. So come back to what you can control and focus on gratitude. Will draw things in, right? All right. And then for your second fortune cookie, we're going to the Soul Coaching Oracles. Let's see what else they have here for you. All right, I feel like it's this one here. You've got peace, yeah. Be able to be alone, right? Because we can't be happy with other people if we can't be happy with ourselves, right? But this is peace. Card number 37. It says, breathe, breathe, and breathe again, deeply and often. Everything is flowing as it's meant to be, smoothly and effortlessly. All is in perfect harmony. Your soul wants you to know true peace isn't static and boring. It's full of grace, enthusiasm, and vitality. Tranquility is the awareness that all is unfolding according to divine planning. Serenity isn't something that you have to attain, work at, or search for. It's already dwelling within you. To experience this within yourself, simplify your life, spend time in nature, and take time to listen to the messages of your soul. Peace transcends fear and the illusion of separation and connects you intimately to the Creator. Your affirmation for the card: I breathe deeply, knowing that all is well in my universe. Again, kind of that gratitude energy, right? I can be at peace when I'm in the moment, grateful for what is, not getting drawn into the future or into the past, right? So I love that for you, Maria. And that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. Let me just jot this down real quick here. All right. So thank you again so much for your dual donations there, Maria. All right. Very good. So up next, we have Brenda will be up next, and then CJ, and then thank you, Carmen. I do see I got your PayPal, so you'll be up after that. All right. So we'll continue moving down. Let me take another sip here. All right, so Brenda. So Brenda, let's grab your timestamp here. Boom, boom. There we go. All right. So Brenda, thank you so much for your donation and your little sticker with the love eyes. You want a general for tonight and tomorrow in money, love, with the boyfriend, and the rest of the week, I think is what you're probably going to ask for here, right? Or the weekend for tonight and tomorrow. And the rest of, okay. So let's take what we have here. So a general for tonight, tomorrow. So let's look at money, and then we have love with the boyfriend specifically, And then for the rest of, I think you were going to ask for the week, we have love, not love, we have finance and love. All right. So for money for tonight and tomorrow, you do have the Star card and the Queen of Swords. Very much balancing energy here. The Star card has a balancing aspect to it, and the Queen of Swords is the balance between head and heart. So there is this energy coming in here about, of course, the finances balancing over the next 2 days, but also the Star card is Aquarius energy. That's your energy, of course. And the Queen of Swords is also your energy as Aquarius, air sign energy, but balancing with the heart. And I just feel like there is these ideas around business. It can be any of the businesses that you are involved in, but new ways of changing things up and introducing or cutting back on things to introduce something else that is more aligned with what you're wanting to achieve. But it's about connecting higher and allowing your this beautiful ideas to drop into your head. It's sometimes it's just going, all right, wait, like open up and just wait for ideas to drop in, and boom, here comes an idea, and you write it down, right? So I do feel like finances balance out, ideas are coming in here. Let's stick with finances, and then for the rest of the weekend and next week, yep, you do. Um, it's all about thinking here, all this mental energy of the sword suit. You got Page of Swords, seeing things from a higher perspective, Six of Swords, leaving behind old ways of thinking, bringing in higher ways of thinking that takes you from choppy waters to calmer waters. So a lot of mental energy around business right now. Allow that creativity, allow your mind to balance, take deep breaths and step out, but connect higher. And I feel like you'll get a lot of ideas that will help you financially. So I love that for you. And then love with the boyfriend for tonight and tomorrow. You got the Ace of Wands. Ooh la la. Passion energy. New energy. And we have the Ten of Pentacles too, which is an energy of abundance, but it's also an energy of relationship and fullness. So I do feel like tonight and tomorrow, there's a sense of things growing closer and closer and closer with this energy here. Into next week, yeah, I feel like here's a victory card. We've got the King of Wands. There is some decision making that's going on here where I feel like they're wanting to take things even more serious with this energy here. Again, it's endings and beginnings energy. Same with Ace and the 10 that's coming in here. We got the Two of Cups as well, relationship energy, and the Three of Cups, joy and celebration kind of energy in there as well, which shows a progression of the relationship too. So it definitely feels here, Brenda, like there's something that's sparky and that's kind of drawing you guys closer together here. At least that's the energy from the boyfriend, that they're wanting to take things to a new level, kind of like we mentioned earlier in Maria's reading too about. But it's not about, oh, I need to define what this next step is, which I know with you, you're not looking for, it to be needing to define it, right? Well, next level, does that mean this, or does that mean this, or does it just go with the flow of feeling the expansiveness and the growth of it? So hopefully that helps. Let's see what else we have here through your fortune cookie, through the Lamas, Lammas, however it's really said. See what else we have here. You do have, the lion roar. You definitely have the energy of Leo season going on right now. Lion card 30, take a deep breath and remember that peace of mind is the key to navigating your current challenges. Open right up to it. This is about courage, determination, and majesty. So this says lions have long been associated with courage, determination, and strength. And when a lion appears in your life, it is to remind you to tap into the depths of your being to rediscover the resilience and fortitude hiding within you. Remaining calm is the way through your challenges now. No matter what you're facing, approaching your situation with compassion and patience will greatly improve your circumstances, while giving into intense emotions such as rage and victimization could lead to undesirable consequences. So, this card can also be assigned to be more mindful of impulsiveness in general, such as impulsive spending, unnecessary risk taking, overindulging, and addiction. It might feel good in the moment to give in to these impulses, but the end result will often be destructive. So, this is your sign to overcome some of your temptations. Remember that you already have the power within you to face any challenge. Trust in yourself. I like it. Beautiful, beautiful message. So, that's what they have for you, Brenda. Brenda. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. Then we have CJ. Let's grab your timestamp here. There we go. Let's give that a love and a like here. All right. So, CJ, you need help choosing between staying home or going out of town for 3 weeks. Oh, I know, right? All right. So, I'll give you energy if you stay home and if you go. That way you can see what energies match up to what you are feeling like, experiencing, right? So let's take a look here. I like the way you phrase that. I need help choosing. So Spirit, tell us if CJ stays home instead of going, what kind of energy comes with that, right? Got that, please. In those? Okay. I want those two. All right. And then if you go out of town for 3 weeks, what else? Okay. So this is the energy of going out of town. Boom, boom, boom. I feel like one more there. All right. Let's see what we got here. So if you stay home, let me scroll down here in case you're here. Okay. So if you stay home, you do have the Emperor, which I feel if you stay at home, you really spend a lot of time putting energy into some decisions, into some planning, kind of energy there. You have the Eight of Wands, a lot of energy, a lot of messages come in from Spirit here. Yeah, Three of Swords, kind of this expectations equal disappointment kind of energy. I kind of feel like the what if kind of energy kind of bugs you a little bit because you're like, what if I would have gone? I wonder what would have happened, right? You got the Lover's card. It's emotional choice energy that comes in here if you stay at home, and the Ten of Swords, which all of this, if you stay at home, it's about letting go of expectations. I still feel like you learn a lot during the 3 weeks, but it's about facing a lot of what you're wanting to do and not do. And you kind of get into this energy. I'm tired of trying to please everyone else. And just all of this, it feels like you get riled up a bit if you stay at home about what am I doing in life? Where am I at? I feel like I'm just pouring all of this energy into pleasing everyone else, and it's time for me. And that's what kind of comes back to the Emperor. All these people telling me what I should and shouldn't do, and blah, blah, blah. It's time to get everyone out of the throne room. They can leave their opinions in a box on the way out. Thank you for your opinions, but now I'm going to decide what I want. And I feel like that's kind of what happens during this period of time. If you stay at home, I just feel like you're kind of pushes you to that level. So could be freeing. Maybe it doesn't sound fun, but it definitely sounds freeing, and you make some decisions. You start putting some plans together on what you want to do with your life, kind of energy. If you go out of town for 3 weeks, let's see what energy is there. You have the Six of Swords and the Nine of Wands. So there still is this seeing things from a higher perspective with the Six of Swords, because that is leaving old ways of thinking behind, moving toward new ways of thinking, which allows you to move from choppy waters to calmer waters. So I feel like they're already starting off going, you do start to transform some of your own thoughts and beliefs, maybe not to the extreme of being home, but there is still some of that. So I like that because it's helping you get past a barrier of some kind. So sometimes getting away from everything helps us see things more clearly too. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, I feel like even here you with the Chariot and the Ace of Cups, this is about your self-love, and the Chariot is about you realizing I get to decide what I want. So there is that kind of this similar energy, just it feels like you approach it in a different way, because I feel like you're in it. If you stay home, it's all in your face, and it just brings you to this place of, I'm tired of this, I got to be me. When if you go away for 3 weeks, it's like you're looking at your life from a different perspective, which gives you that peace and that pocket of energy to be able to look at it in that way. There is, with the Ace of Cups, there's happiness, there's joy energy, but it is the Chariot is with the Ace of Cups and the Chariot is like Cancer moon energy too. It's about following your heart and going, what do I want to do with my life? Sometimes when we step away from our lives out of the regular humdrum of every day, we realize, what do I want, right? Yeah, you got the Death and Rebirth card here and the Page of Wands. So both of these coming out here. The trip does feel like a very transformative trip, where I feel like when you return, you feel like you're someone new with this here too. Page of Wands is taking your energy to a new level. So all of this energy does feel like you do break beyond some limitations. It's like you go from the Nine of Wands to the Ten of Wands and jump up to the Page of Wands, because the Page of Wands is like number 11. So you even jump from the 9 to the 11. You're like, you jump up a level, getting past this barrier, whatever you feel is going on in your life. Yeah, and the Page of Pentacles too, which is a way of looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way, and a fullness of life kind of energy, abundant type of energy with it as well. So I kind of feel like the lighter feels like going away for 3 weeks. You still learn, but it feels like you learn from a different energy of more like it being in the pocket, of it all. Where if we stay home, it's like being in the middle of the hornet's nest, allows you to still get to the same point, but more in an almost a little angry way, frustration way. The other one feels more peaceful and more observing kind with the going away for 3 weeks. Let's see what the your fortune cookie brings in through the lamas. Really, I should have looked it up before, but I choose to call it lamas. You have the garland, card number 24. And it says, there is magic in the weaving of unity. Let's see what this says here. Keywords are weaving, layers of magic, and uniting. And it says the most beautiful summer garlands are usually those with layers of various flowers, herbs, and grasses all coming together in a harmonious way. The garland card asks the same thing of you, to bring together different layers of magic and unite them in one cohesive pattern. That can mean gathering together various people who each bring a unique skill or perspective to a collaborative project. Or it could be a sign to establish a blended family in which everyone feels supported and loved regardless of their origins. Can also mean weaving together years of personal experience in a way that contributes towards the pursuit of a goal, or even just gathering a group of friends for some downtime and a night of laughs. However, this card applies to you. Know that many are much more effective than the few, bringing more color and interest to an otherwise flat or bland affair. As a final note, for those seeking relationships or opportunities, receiving this card is confirmation that what you seek will be facilitated by a friend or a loved one. Huh, have fun. So maybe that's where you're going for 3 weeks. I don't know. There's great opportunity. I love that. You're very welcome, CJ. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. So hopefully that helps you with your decision making there. All right. All right, Carmen, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Boom, there we go. So thank you so much for your donation via the PayPal, right? Yep, via the PayPal. So thank you for that. And you'd like to know what are James' feelings and next actions towards you. All right. You've been quiet and distant because he's chosen to give most of his free time this month to his family. Well, how rude. All right. So let's take a look here. So what are, okay, thank you, James. Feelings, let's look at that first. What are his feelings towards you right now based on current energies? Okay, thank you. And next actions. Let's see what we got here. All right, I feel like that's what we want here. All right. Well, yeah, it seems here is he is quite a thinker with this King of Swords. Swords energy is the mind energy, the mental energy, and all the kings get a second portion of air of swords. So that's like a big thinker. They it's almost like instead of going, how do you feel, you'd want to ask, what are your thoughts about me? Because I feel like this is the realm in which they live, and they visit the heart, but I feel like the most of the time it's analyzing, and their mind keeps their heart in a padded cell, soundproof padded cell, so that it can't be hurt, but it can't be heard either. So no, you can't hear their heart, but you can't hurt their heart because it's contained, and the mind rules and decides. They're like, it's the guard who comes close to it and who doesn't. So I feel like there's a lot of that there. Queen of Wands. So this is Wands energy is like passion. It's not emotion, it's more motion energy. So there definitely, with this Queen of Wands, there is an attraction, both physically and energetically towards you. So they do have that. And the Five of Cups is this energy here. It does feel like they have had a lot of emotional pain in the past. And the reason why they kind of keep their emotions contained is because they've tended in the past to go lower vibration with their emotions. It's like their heart, you went through a lot of pain. And so what the mind has defined the emotions that it feels as is they're usually not fun. But there is this five of card of transformation with emotion. And that has nothing to do with you, though. I feel like they just want you to know that's why they don't express a lot of emotion. They roll by their mind and then by passion, but they really guard their heart a lot. And even with their energy, they're telling me towards family, It's more out of expectation, um, more out of fear of being rejected, that they're investing so much time with their family, not because that's what their heart is going, because that's a source of a lot of their pain, what is family, but so they try to stay active. They try to, meet up expectations, these beliefs of supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be. It's all this energy just to meet expectations is where a lot of that goes toward. So I like that they explain that, because that helps you understand that you're not alone, and if you were not feeling like a lot of emotion from them, but you definitely are on their mind with the King of Swords. The bottom energy, we have the Two of Pentacles, which is them trying to really balance things in life and try to, have things um, be equal, but they're not very good at that when it comes to, again, this, a lot of the disappointment and the emotional pain they had was from family. And so they're always trying to not, it's like their brain's trying to protect their heart and going, we're going to do everything we can to not disappoint so we don't have to feel those rejections and that pain that we had, that punishment that the family gives if we don't do what they want us to do, kind of energy. Um, so hopefully that gives you a good, at least, picture of what's going on in their life, and that they live a lot from their mind and not so much from their heart. Let's look at intentions. That'll tell us a bit more, I feel, as well. Next actions is what we'd asked. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is a good card, with the Magician. Endings and beginnings energy with the 10 and the 1, but this also is an energy of the Wheel of For You, the tune of For You, the four tune, and the Magician, an ending and a beginning. The Wheel of Fortune tells us that whatever happens in our life does happen for us. That's the four in the fortune, right? But when sometimes our human is like, how is this for me? But when the Wheel of Fortune comes out, even our human side, once things with this ending and beginning energy that comes in, once this happens, your human's gonna be like, I see how this is for me. And it does feel a bit here with the Magician that is them taking action after they get through this ending with all this family stuff that's going on. Let's see what's underneath here too with these three cards here. Seven of Pentacles, yeah. Last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. We always love a patience card when it comes into relationships, right? So it feels like it will take a little bit of time, but it will happen. The Knight of Swords, yeah. Then it picks up. Knight of Swords is it's not the fastest. The Knight of Wands, the Knight on Fire is the fastest one. But at least it wasn't the Knight of Pentacles. That's another slow card. But we move from the Seven of Pentacles being slow, last thing that goes on the fruit tree, and then all of a sudden it just picks up and moves. The communication moves faster. And the Justice card, too, there's this balancing energy. This does tell me that, part of why this is happening for you is it's giving you time while you're kind of stepped away, allowing them to finish up their whatever they need to finish up with family, that it's a time for you. Because whenever we get a slow card for us in relationships or in any reading, really, things slow down for us to give us time to let go of mindsets, especially with this Justice card, because and the Knight of Swords too. Both of those are about the quest of seeing things from a higher perspective, but it gives us the time to see things from a place of unconditional love and higher vibration, and allows us to cut away some old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets of ours. I call them small t truths, and they're rooted in fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, all of those expectations we were given growing up around why things are supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be, especially around relationships. We're given a lot by family, community, culture, school, what we read, what we watch. We're inundated with all these roles of relationship. Who are they supposed to be? Who are they supposed to be in the relationship? How is the relationship supposed to form and go and grow? And what is it supposed to bring to me? And who am I supposed to be in the relationship? It's a lot of energy that's just so heavy, right? It's exhausting. And so this period of time where they're away dealing with all their expectations for family, you can be reflecting on your own and releasing yourself from a lot of expectations around what a relationship is supposed to be and go, what do I want? Question these long held thoughts and beliefs, find out what really it is you want to do. And I like that. It's funny. Um, Byron Katie, I mention her here and there, sometimes a lot, sometimes not so much here and there, but it was life changing. She's a wonderful soul. She's got a YouTube channel. Her name's BYRONKATIE, Byron Katie, if you haven't heard of her. She has a free process on her website at thework.com. It's THEWORK.com. She has what's called a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, and I recommend it for everyone. It's life-changing because it really allows us to see the mirror that everyone is for us, friends, lovers, family, customers, coworkers, whoever. And it teaches us as we write things out on paper, anything that might frustrate us or things, but it gives good reflection. And the reason I say that is because one of the first things that popped into my head when I heard, I've been quiet and distant because he's chosen to give most of his free time this month to his family. It's like, what kind of message and mirror is that for me? Where have I been focusing my energy? How have I been quiet and distant to myself? What have I been focusing on besides myself? Because that is a big aha when we realize, oh, wow. It's like in one of my relationships, I had this belief when it was the last relationship that I was in, which was they're trying to fit me in between the important things in their life. When I did the worksheet on that, because I went through each of the beliefs I had with each of my relationships, the big oomph stuff, right? And when it turned around to the mirror for me, it's like, how was I trying to fit myself in between the important things in life? And it was like, whoa. So it's some really big, deep stuff that you can do if you're interested. You, of course, only if it resonates. But for whoever, I really encourage it. It's life-changing. All right, let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. What else do they want you to know? You got the corn dollies. I love it. Card number 11. And it says, the relationships that nourish are those you nurture with your spirit. Ooh, interesting. Let's see what this brings in here. And that 11, 1, 1, the mirroring of the ones coming in here too. So that's kind of synchronistic. Keywords are honoring earth spirits and inviting spirit into your life. It says, in ancient times it was believed the spirit of the corn had no place to go once cornfields were harvested. Corn dollies were fashioned to give the spirit a safe home and kept inside until the following spring, when the planting seasons would begin anew and the spirit of the corn could return to the earth. This is a beautiful practice of respecting the earth that's been sacrificed for you, supporting the earth spirits in their time of need. The appearance of corn dollies is a gentle reminder to honor your roots, your ancestors, and the earth spirits. They are the blood flowing through your veins, the nutrition in the foods you eat, and the wisdom that flows through your mind, guiding you to more success and joy. Do not take their contribution for granted, because this is a relationship that needs nurturing and support. Think of relationships in your own life. Would you want someone to only come to you when they needed help or resources, and ignore you when you are in need of support? The connection with the spirits that protect and serve you is no different from that with a friend or lover, and they need you to remain present in good times and bad. In the physical realm, this card guides you to be more present with the people in your life. You may be in danger of losing someone of great importance if you do not make an effort to be more available to them. Wow. In your career can mean needing to contribute more rather than taking a supporting role. Interesting here, Carmen, right? So you've been quiet and distant because he's chosen to give most of his free time this month to his family. So I love this, that maybe from his standpoint, he's wondering, why have you abandoned me in my time of need? You're being quiet and distant from me. So maybe if you do want this to continue with them, which if you don't want to, you can say, N-O, no. I love my little button. I have a no button over here. It's usually, maybe I need to move it over here where you can see it. But so if you want this to continue with them, then maybe it is about being more available and to say, checking in. I know spending time with family can be challenging. You doing okay? Just, I was thinking about you, because they might be so distracted that they feel like, wow, you've distanced yourself from me. Maybe you're not interested in me anymore. So that's the whole thing, right? So something to think about, of course, it's ultimately your choice and decision, but hopefully that helps a little bit there, my dear. Hang in there. And thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. So I think that is it for donations that I have right now. So we will begin some free readings. Let me take a sip here and we will jump in. All right. So, Macaroni, you are up. I always say your name like that. I hope I'm not offending you. But there we go. So, Macaroni, you'd like a general for Saturday. All right, let's take a look here. What does Spirit have here for Saturday? Of course, and these will go faster, everyone. For free readings, they're just 1 to 2 cards. For donations, we do dive deeper, and you get a fortune cookie. For these, it's just boom, boom, boom. Getting you your messages. All right, so for the weekend. Okay, here's the other one. So a general for Saturday, just Saturday. Wow, interesting energy. You have the 7 of Cups coming in and the Justice card. Justice card with that Ace of Swords and the scales there is about a balance coming in of mind. It is a bit of seeing things from a different perspective and cutting away some small t truths rooted in fear, cutting away some expectations around how something is supposed to unfold, it should, it needs to, blah, 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 and just going with the flow and trying to see things from a higher perspective. You also have with the 7 of Cups, that's a lot of emotion being felt, a lot of different opportunities to feel different ways. And I feel like with this, it's almost like get out of your mind and out of your human mind into your higher mind, but then allow your heart to feel what it feels. Don't stuff it. Don't try to explain it. Just allow your emotions to feel. It takes 90 seconds for an emotion to be fully felt. Then you can go on to another emotion. And I feel like that's what's happening is there's a lot of different emotions you can feel, especially with Venus going into Cancer yesterday. It's going to be there for till I think around the 25th. So and I think it moves into Leo after that. So we've got this big expansive emotional energy that's going on. And I feel like it's important for you to feel the feels. So you have some opportunity to feel a lot of different emotions on Saturday and just allow yourself to feel. It doesn't mean you have to act on them, Don't go around smacking people and bust out crying in front of everyone. You don't have to do any of that. You can just feel the emotion in 90 seconds and then it's done. And then go on until the next emotion. So I like that for you. So that is what they have for you, Macaroni. So many blessings to you. All right. Let's see. We did that one. We did that one. All right. So Day with the Jewelry, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Whoops. Try that again. There we go. And you want whatever you need to know. All right. Let's take a look here. What do you need to know? Whatever you need to know. Okay. All right, here we go. Got the King of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. All right. The King of Wands is an energy of, choice and where am I going to invest my energy? What am I going to do? What decisions am I going to make? And with the Eight of Pentacles, this is about combinations like where am I going to put in my effort, my energy? Where is the best place to put my blood, my sweat, my tears? Because whatever I focus my energy on and decide and put energy into, I will see the fruit of my labor. And so this almost feels like there's this indecisive energy of I don't want to choose the wrong thing. There's like no wrong choice. There's just different choices. With different outcomes, but it's like they're saying whatever you focus your energy in, you're going to put that effort in, but it's about making the plan, putting the energy behind it, then you'll see the reward. So don't wait till you have the perfect plan and everything figured out and whatever. It's a time of action. It's a time of plan and then action and let's go, and then you'll see the reward come in very quickly. At least pieces of it. So the fruit already starts to come in. You're like, wow, this is so fast. They're reminding me carrots. You can plant a carrot, and carrots are very quickly. They are one of the quick harvesting vegetables, I believe. But that's what they're telling me. But it's about applying it and doing it. So I feel like that's what they want you to know right now, Day with the Jewelry. So many blessings to you. All righty. Let's see. We did that one here. All right, so then Ateshi Singh, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. All right, you want to know, will anything ever happen with HL? All right, let's take a look here. Will anything ever happen? All right, let's take a look here. Based on current energies, let's see what we have here. They can be, but there does have to be a transformation of emotion because the emotional thing can change. But the Devil card here, this is about expectations and getting out of the head, releasing a lot of supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's. It's like an energy of realizing, the ever really stood out. In fact, when I highlighted it, it really just grabbed it started at ever. So it made it stand out to me even more so. But it's an energy of lack, right? It's like patience. When I found out patience is a lack energy, I was like, what? Explain that to me. What do you mean by that? Came through a reading once, and I'm like, all right, we need more information on what that means. But they're like, patience is feeling like something should have already happened and it hasn't happened yet, so I'm being patient with it. But if I believe something should have happened and I don't have it now, the don't have it now is lack energy. So if I'm focusing on ever and that it should have happened by now, I'm actually pushing it further away from me. And when I change my energy, instead of what we're all taught, right? Focus on what we want, what we feel we need, what we fear will come or not come into our life. It like focus on all that. But that's all stuff that pushes things away from us instead of drawing abundance to us. Because if I'm not here in this moment with gratitude for what I have, then I'm in an attitude of lack, right? Because I'm like, I need this because I'm lacking this. I want that because I don't have or I'm lacking that. So it's a change of our concept. That's what this devil card is telling us, is letting go of all these mindsets we've grown up with as much as we can, and setting alarms, doing reminders, coming back to gratitude. So in this case, it's like, what do I love about HL? What do I love about the experiences I have had with them, and that I have with them? Because have and have had energy is have energy, which brings in more of having. Wanting and needing brings more want and need energy. So hopefully that makes sense. So something can be here, but it does need to, your energy would have to change to make it more able to come to you. Because right now, with this energy, it feels like you're pushing it away, unknowingly, right? Because we're like, no, no, I want it. It's like, well, we're taught to do this, which is actually working against what really we would enjoy in our life. So instead, we focus in on what I am enjoying in my life, what I do have enjoyed and am grateful for with what I've had in a situation. Then I can draw more of that toward me, if that's meant for me. But right now, it feels like no, that there is a block right now of anything happening. But the good thing is with all of this too is it's like casting a spell on yourself, not casting a spell on someone going, I want them to fall in love with me. We know how that goes in all the movies, right? Oh no. They usually become obsessed, and then we're like, they end up becoming possessive instead. And we're like, no, no, no. So instead, we cast a spell upon ourselves in gratitude, for everything we're grateful for, and to draw to me the perfect person for that perfect relationship and the perfect timing. If it's them, then they will be drawn toward us. If it's not them, then we'll draw in the person who is. We don't want to draw in someone who's not, so we don't get, spelly and try to drag someone to us. We cast a spell upon ourselves. So hopefully that helps, Satoshi. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Maria P., you are up. Thank you for your donations earlier. So for your free reading, a general for you and Walter. Let's take a look here. All right. Got these two cards. So we like this energy here. It's a very truthful energy, with the Nine of Wands being like a barrier, and that barrier being the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of our fears of lack, the fear of not being enough, not having enough, being left behind, being abandoned, left out in the cold, right? Which, of course, is kind of embedded in most humans, unless you're, as I always say, unless you're um, like given to a Buddhist temple as a baby and they raise you. We have that energy of fear of lack, fear of not being enough. And so that is something to be aware of, which drives us subconsciously. If we're not conscious of it, then subconsciously we're trying to create a place where we won't be left behind and abandoned. That's why we strive to have like ourselves embedded in someone's life so much that I can keep an eye on them, and that it becomes such a part of their life that they can't live without me. But we know how that goes. We all, when a human goes into fear or feels out of control, every human, that's where we experience abandonment, right? When we depend on humans for our everything, and then they go in fear and they withdraw, and then we feel abandoned. Well, that's every human. And so instead we start depending and have our worth. That's the Five of Pentacles changes to, my worth is, of course, rooted in the eternal unconditional love of the Creator, of the spirit world, not the fickle, unstable, conditional love of humanity, right? Humans are fickle. It's part of our character. When we feel unsafe and out of control, boom, I've abandoned you for a while until I come back out of my fear. And then I'm sorry, but we will feel that. And so it's facing that fear and realizing that's what humans do when they're in those fears. But I don't have to have my stability of my worth be dependent on anyone or anything in the outside world. You have that foundation on the inside. When you find that, then there's not all this pressure. They become above and beyond extra instead of the end all be all. I need them in order to feel complete in my life to be full, right? So there's a big transformational energy that comes in with all that. Hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you right now. So nothing new, I don't think, from you that you haven't heard before. All right. All right. Those are the ones I typed out already. So let's see here. We've got Ashish Balkaran. Oops, I should have grabbed your timestamp. Let's grab that here. So Ashish, here is your timestamp. Boom. Is anyone in love with you? The entire universe is in love with you. But human, I know you want to know, is there any human character that is in love with you? Let's take a look here. Based on current energies, is there anyone that is, quote, in love with you, right? We've got the Ace of Swords, which is more of a newness, and the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is an energy I feel of someone coming back from the past, because the Page of Pentacles is not an ace. It's gone through all the ace through the 10. It's like a number 11. It's almost like someone's returning back, or someone from your past is in love with you. The Ace of Swords feels like there is going to be communication coming, being the communication suit. It's also that clarity comes in for you, that there is someone from your past that is still in love with you and has always loved you. But I don't know, it feels like it wasn't reciprocal. I know, right? You're like, why is it? The heart loves who it loves. You can't force it to love who you don't. But it is someone that's loved you for a very long time. And it's like, well, you get it. You've been on that side where you've loved someone, they haven't loved you back. Well, there's someone that loves you that you haven't. You don't feel that way towards them either. But there's not anyone, because I don't feel like this is like an ex returning. But I feel like you get clarity around them, and there's new communication that comes in, and you can see if your feelings have changed, not out of desperation, right? But you can see if your feelings have changed. But I do feel like there'll be new communication of someone from your past that has always had a love for you. It doesn't hurt to talk with them and see if there is a spark there. Maybe you guys were just not in the right place to come together. Maybe it is now, but there's never any pressure, right? You're like, oh, you'll do. No, don't do that. All right. So that's what they have for you, Ashish. So many blessings to you. All right. Let me just jot down some more of these names here. All right. Well, that's as far as I can see for now. All right. So Lucky, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. All right. Hello. So a long-time passenger mentioned that John used to work in his neighborhood. You were taken. I was taken by his tone. I wasn't thrilled. But how did he know that John was working in my neighborhood? Why did they provide you the information? Oh, okay. Let's take a look. So how did he know, and why did he share this information? All right. Why did he know? Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords. It's interesting. This is a thievery energy, but more fox, clever, conniving energy. So I like that you're like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Your little spidey sense went off going, what is this? Something doesn't feel right here. And it feels like they're a meddler. That's a good word. But it doesn't feel like they have ill intentions. It just feels like that's how they get attention. is my meddling and embedding themselves in everyone's lives and being a, you know, have their mitts in everyone's business kind of energy. But it's because it's how they didn't get a whole lot of attention growing up kind of energy when they were younger. So they've got this, this is how people will like me or pay attention to me. At least they're not even like me, but they'll pay attention to me. Even if it's negative attention, attention's attention. I feel like that's the kind of energy they had growing up. And so I feel like they wander and they're in a lot of different places, visiting a lot of different people, and they know a lot of stuff. They're like on the grapevine, the biggest grape on the grapevine. You know how gossip and stuff goes around. So they're this big, huge grape on the grapevine that gets a lot of rumors and spreads rumors and gets rumors and different things like that, right? The why they shared this information, and this the world card is an ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. It's the last card in the major arcana, but it's a victory kind of card. And I feel like the intention of them telling you that information is to spark something new. And it's kind of like fishing, and it's like, oh, you will like this, then you will pay attention to me. So I feel like they wanted your attention. And so that's why they're sharing this stuff with you. Not like they want romance with you necessarily, but they just want your attention. And they know if I throw this out here, then I can draw you in like a fish on a hook, right? So I feel like it's more that, but I like that you're aware of, let's just stay away from this. Let's not bite. Be that like in the cartoons where the fish sees the hook come in with the little worm and they're going, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to bite that. I don't need to, right? So I like that for you. So hopefully that makes sense, Lucky. That's what they have for you for that one. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Faith and Love, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. And you wanted to know, will C and U meet in October? All right. Let's take a look here. Based on current energies, will C and U meet in not December, October. Hopefully that wasn't a premonition. I'm just kidding. Well, you got the Four of Cups and the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is an energy like the sun of being seen, standing out, not dimming my light, not asking permission to shine, but standing on a hill and being seen. So I do feel like that is an energy of being true to yourself, and it is that kind of energy that comes in with that. The Four of Cups energy it's an emotional stability card. So I do feel like this would be like an affirmative yes, but it's not going to be like this huge emotional thing. It's kind of like an emotional stability. Not that it's because it could be a card for being bored, but I don't feel like it's like this, whoa, it's like a meeting in October and being true to yourself and kind of figuring things out kind of energy, not so much a big, huge emotional expression. It just feels balanced, if that makes sense. So based on current energies, it does feel like a yes, but maybe not what maybe you're expecting. Maybe. I don't know. So hopefully that resonates. That's what they have for you, my dear. All right. And I think I just got a donation, Susie CashApp. All right. So Sean G, let's grab your timestamp here. We will jump over to you. Put that down here, and let me just see where I'm at here. And I'll just highlight that so I know where I'm leaving off on the free readings here. Make sure no one else. Okay, yeah, we're almost to the bottom here. All right. Sorry, Sean. Blah, blah, blah. Wise brudda-zen talking to himself. It's finally lost it. But thank you for your donation, Sean. And you want guidance for the weekend. Let's take a look here. Let's see what we got here. Guidance for the weekend. All right. We've got this. We've got these. And that is it. All right. What do we got going on? Four of Swords here on the bottom. It is a little bit of rest, mental stability, rest energy on the bottom of the deck. So there is a little bit of make sure you're not overdoing it the weekend. Make sure you're taking time to rest. Your mind just needs to be able to sit and not have expectations, not focusing on, it's the three swords on the wall behind the one who's sleeping on the Ace of Swords. That's all of our expectations is supposed to be, should be. And so it's about resting your expectations, but really resting your mind is important too, I feel, with all this energy. Let's see what they'll tell us more here. Got the Strength card and the Queen of Pentacles. Here's some beautiful Leo energy, some Strength card energy. Queen of Pentacles is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So, of course, to maintain your strength, it's important for you to nurture yourself, to do things for you, not to overdo it. Even though this Leo energy is drawing you out to be seen, it's okay to cancel some things. It's okay to say no, or to bug out early from some stuff and not feel like you have to put in hours and hours and hours. You can go and say your hellos and be seen and do a little bit of chit chat, and then I'm out. But taking care of you is important this weekend, I feel, with this energy here. Yeah. And then you've got the Justice card. Yep, you've got this balancing energy again. Let's see what else we have with that. The Eight of Wands. Yeah, a lot of energy that's coming in here. And the Nine of Wands. Yeah, oh my gosh. So this energy is building and building and building. So I feel like maybe this is even like Saturday, like tonight, and it is Saturday, just kind of taking care of yourself as much as you can. Because I feel like Sunday is busy, 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 busy. A lot of energy, a lot of people wanting your attention. But it's also important for you to prioritize with that Justice card, with that Ace of Swords. See things from a higher perspective. Cut away again expectations of, well, I should, I need, I'm really, supposed to, should energy. Don't should on yourself. Just go, is this what I want to do? Is this important to me? Is this urgent to me? Well, then maybe I don't need to do so much, and really be aware of where you're investing your energy. Because you start off with this Eight of Wands, and then you go to the Nine of Wands. You get to the 10 of Wands, you're starting to feel the burden of trying to do all that stuff. So I feel like it's important to balance where you're doing things, and it's okay to say no. And if people get disappointed, well, that's their choice. They could also have chosen to be happy for you. Oh yeah, I'm glad you're taking care of you. Take your, do what you need to do for you. Not, why are you doing that to me? If that's their choice to be a victim, then let them enjoy their little hell. You don't want to cheat them out of that, right? All right, let's see what your fortune cookie says here from the Seasons of the Witch, the Lamas, which is today, August 1st. Let's see what else we have here. All right, so we've got this one here. You've got craftsmanship, of course. Card 14. Card of creativity. Who would have thunk? Empower yourself with the knowledge that each challenge brings you closer to mastery. Ooh. Let's see what we got here. Keywords are mastery, dedication, and consistency. Says you are the master craftsman of your life's path, and it's time for you to step up and step into your role as leader of how your journey unfolds. There you go. You get to take command of your life this weekend. No one can be you better than you. And in fact, you are so rare and unique that there is only one of you in all existence. There is no one else who thinks, behaves, speaks, or feels exactly like you, and that is your superpower. But your path will be full of ups and downs. This is not a reflection of how talented you are or whether or not this is the right path. Everyone, even masters, experience failure, right? Not meeting up to our expectations. You are being asked to learn the value of pushing through challenges and setbacks. Obstacles are stepping stones towards growth, not a sign to give up or change course. Remember that mastery is a process, and each setback brings you closer to success. With patience and consistency, you could be well on your way to standing tall as the authority of your craft. It doesn't matter if you're applying this effort to being a CEO or parent, the pillar of your community, or managing your tiny homestead. This card reminds you that your results will match your dedication. Additionally, receiving this card encourages you to embrace a growth mindset and remain open to feedback, learning new skills, and seeking out knowledge. I love it. Craftsmanship. Such a perfect card for you. All right. So that is what they have for you, Sean. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. That was it for donations. So we're back into the free readings here. Let me just gather some here. Okay. And okay, I'm just going to jot down some names. So, okay. All right. So, Little Bit, you are up next. Let's grab your timestamp here. And hello. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good, my friend. Oh, a little bit. I don't think you asked a question. I just saw your name, so let's undo that. Let me just remove that here. Wrong. All right. Let me just. All right. There we go. All right. So I hope you're doing well a little bit. All right. And then Anna, circling back around for your free reading. Look, we got that in. So you were wanting to find out from Spirit here. You lost your little red stone again. Any sense of where it is this time? And then you're like, maybe if I were drinking, then maybe you wouldn't lose it. Oh. Right. You're so funny. You should drink more wine. Is that what you're saying? All right. Let's see here. So let's see. Can you give Anna guidance on where her red stone is? Anything that can help? Nope, none of those. Okay. Any guidance on where the stone is at? Okay. They did want that one. Okay, that one there. Let's see what we got here. So you've got the Hierophant here. And you also have the Seven of Swords. It's interesting that the Hierophant is about like teacher, student, or learning. It's about seeing things from a different perspective. But the Seven of Swords is also about, it's thinking energy is what, it's not the normal meaning is what they're bringing in here. But it's like around study materials or training materials, something that you're learning or studying or some sort of reference, something that you're learning. And I feel like that it's near that by what that's coming in here. So hopefully that helps. I think last time we got it's at home, but maybe it's more specifically around some books, or manual, something you're studying. I don't know if it's in a satchel, like if you have like books you're studying in a satchel or a manual you're studying or something, but it's around something like that. So hopefully that helps. All right. That's what they have for you, Anna. Many blessings to you. All right. All right. And then Somya, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Boom. Here we go. So, spirit messages for you. What am I doing wrong in life that my life isn't coming on track? Oh, okay. Let's see what spirit has for you regarding this. So, what would you like them to know? All right. Thank you. Oh. So I like this. You got the Hierophant. I just put them back in. They came flying back out. And the Nine of Cups. Now, the Hierophant is about your higher self, drawing you to see things from a higher perspective. The Nine of Cups is your emotional dream come true. Now, it's interesting with all this energy I'm picking up here. Like, what am I doing wrong in life that my life isn't coming on track? Well, there's two things to really look at with your question. The first, what am I doing wrong? There is no wrong. There is no wrong in life. You know, there's just different choices with different outcomes, different experiences. So there's never, ever any wrong choice. There's just different choices. Now, where the challenge comes in, which is what these cards are zeroing in on, is why my life isn't coming on track. What track, right? Well, in this thing here, this noodle, this meatloaf in between the ears, right? This brain has this idea of this is the track my life is supposed to be on, right? Whenever we hear a word like supposed to be or should or needs to be, has to be, that's expectations. These are small t truths rooted in fear that are pointing back to all of this idea of how life should be based on our community, our family, our culture, school, everything we're inundated with, and all this opinion given to us on how life should be. And then when reality doesn't match up to that track, we think I'm doing something wrong because I'm not being able to be on the track that my brain says I should be. Well, the whole thing is that with the Nine of Cups, that's heart energy. Our heart wants us to go this direction. Our mind wants us to go this direction. There's this battle between the head and the heart. So when the Hierophant comes in, it's about stepping out of our human brain, looking at things from a higher perspective, from a place of unconditional love, and questioning, what is it? If my life isn't on track to what my brain is thinking it, well, maybe my brain has wrong directions. Maybe it wrote something down that it overheard and go, that's where we're supposed to go. It's like, no, you were overhearing someone else's dream, not ours. Let's get your mind and your heart together and ask your heart, what is your dream? And the mind might be like, no, 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 we're supposed to. And we're like, shh, 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 brain, be quiet. Calm down for a minute. Let's listen to the heart. And the heart was like, this is what I want to do with my life. This is how I uniquely want to express the love in my heart with the world. This is my track. And the brain goes, oh, well, I thought we were going to do what they were telling us to do. And it's like, it's okay. But then our mind will move over and start supporting our heart. That's when you'll see your track, where you'll feel like your life is on track because you're not beating yourself up over this, not living up to what life is supposed to be and what everyone else has told me life is supposed to be. And you're getting more in alignment with who you are and how you want to express this to the world. Then there's not so much fear of failure, fear of not meeting up to all of this long list of expectations, and you have more of a freedom that comes in. So hopefully that helps Somya. That's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Girl Gone. You are up. Girl Gone Duffner. Let's grab your timestamp here. So, Girl Gone, you are right here. What do your guardians want you to know? Hello. Please. All right. Let's see. What do your guardians want you to know right now? All right. I do want those two here. And you've got the Queen of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. Yeah. Be true to the authentic you. I really like this. There's also this energy, really, I mean, it's about being true to who you are. Queen of Cups energy is about your empathic abilities. The Queen of Cups rolls over the cups with the king, but she also gets a second portion of cups. So she's the master of emotion. Um, and empathic abilities, very strong empathic abilities. But it is about being true to your heart. And when you're making choices to do that, choose from the heart. There's also this trust your connection to the spirit world. You got a great spiritual posse that's supporting you with this Queen of Cups. They will communicate a lot with you through emotion, but you also have different ways that you can connect and, of course, hear and communicate with spirit too. The Three of Pentacles is also this energy of that you have a tribe. You will be finding your human tribe in the physical world because it's the pentacles, that you will find them if you haven't already, which I feel like you're kind of in search for a group of people that can mirror in a way your spiritual posse, because you would like some physical um, people in the physical world that can share the spiritual energy, a physical hug, but I do feel like they are headed your way, and just to follow your heart, follow your instincts and your intuition, and it will take you across their path. So I feel like they want you to know all of that right now. All right, so that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right, and then Tanya Hikes. Hello, hello. Let's put your timestamp down there. And hello, if you have time, can you please a general reading for the next 5 days? Let's see, what does Spirit want you to know about the next 5 days? Let's take a look here. All right, we've got this one and we've got this one. What does the next 5 days include? All right. Well, some great revelations here. I like this with the Ten of Swords. I know it looks like a scary card sometimes, but the Ten of Swords is like all those are expectations that duck was trying to live up to. That's funny. Trying to live up to all these expectations. And now they're saying, duck that, if you ever type it. Anyway, but they're saying, I've had enough. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm tired of trying to please everyone else. It's time for me. It's a good ending and beginning about getting out of your head thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's, all those expectations, freeing yourself. And it does allow you with that Seven of Cups in a way to feel what you want to feel, and don't allow the mind to cheat you out of any emotion, saying, oh, you shouldn't feel that way. You can't feel that way. You can't feel anger. You can't feel this. You can't feel that. You're supposed to be happy. You're supposed to be this. And there is none that. There's no wrong emotional choice. There's just different emotional choices. From Spirit standpoint, there is no wrong choice. There's just different choices with different outcomes and different experiences. And we're tired of one, then we choose another. And we could go from anger to disappointment to sorrow to contentment to joy to unconditional love if we want. But the Seven of Cups is allowing yourself over these next 5 days. You have an opportunity to feel a lot of different emotions. Just realize it's okay to feel an emotion, because it just takes 90 seconds for an emotion to go through our body, and then it's done, unless we keep it looping. That's us keeping it looping. But if we just allow it to feel it, the feeling falls away after 90 seconds. And if we allow ourselves to flow through emotion, then we won't stuff it. And then we can ask ourselves, why did I want to feel that way? And in the future, do I want to feel that way? And what was behind that? And that's the energy, this empowerment of letting the supposed to fall away and allowing yourself to feel over these next 5 days, whatever the feeling is. Doesn't mean you have to act on it. Like, I'm angry, smack. You don't have to do that. But inside, you can go, oh, this is anger. I'm going to sit in that. I like it's like a leaf flowing in front of us. Like, our emotions are a stream, right, of water. And it might be here's a leaf floating down, and we can just watch it and experience the emotion as we feel it as it goes by. Sometimes we will grab the leaf, the emotion, eat it, absorb it, let it go through our body, and then we poop it out, right? And it's like it becomes a part of us for a while, and then we eventually can let it go. And so, there is this energy around that of feeling that and releasing that. So I feel like that is what they'd like you to know around the next 5 days, a great opportunity for that. So hopefully that helps. That is what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. I think that is it for the readings here. Let's see here. I did get a donation come through the PayPal. Oh, wow. So Spirit answered your question, even though you never asked. Thank you so much for your donation. If you have additional question, let me know. You say that Spirit answered it already. I love that. Thank you so much. You're so generous. I am so grateful. Wow. I feel so blessed. I really do. And I am so grateful. All right, everybody. So let me know here, Sarah, if you do have an additional question. Yay! I love that for you, Tanya. I know, right? What a challenge, right? We're taught so much to put ourselves last, but you know. Um, so since I have a couple more moments, I want to share this with you guys. I'll probably share it tomorrow too. But since we have a moment, I feel like I have these daily guidance tapping solutions. And the card I pulled for myself for today, which I want to share with everyone, is I accept others as they are. There's a little tapping, the little tapping, which I'll go through in a sec. But it says, how much energy do you spend wishing people were different? And I applied this to myself too. How much energy do I spend wishing I was different? Wanting your partner to be more attentive, your friends to be more reliable, your colleagues to be more efficient. This desire for others to change often causes frustration, disappointment, and tension. It's a path that inevitably leads to resentment, both for you and for those you're trying to change, or for those that are trying to change us, right? This card is an invitation to release your expectations of others and find peace in acceptance. It doesn't mean you agree with every choice someone makes. It doesn't even mean you have to keep them in your life. It simply means you're no longer using your energy to try to mold them into someone else. When we stop trying to change people, we begin to truly see them. We open ourselves to learning from their perspectives and appreciating their unique journey, a journey shaped by their own experiences, choices, and lessons. Letting go of the blinders of what should be, wow, let's talk about, allows us to love people for who they truly are, not for who you wish they would be. For the people you love and support, remember, no one thrives when they feel judged or pressured to be different. They flourish when we believe in them, see their potential, and accept them fully. Sometimes what people need most is for us to have faith in them and their ability to find their own way. Wow. And then there's this tapping. I don't know if most of you probably know about tapping, but there's different things that you can tap to connect with your subconscious and release. So if you want to join me in doing this, we start by tapping the side of the hand, and we can say, even though I may want others to change, I choose to accept people as they are. And we move up here. I release my expectations of others and let go of the need to fix anyone. Everyone is on their unique path, and their experience shapes their choices. I honor their journey. I find peace in acceptance. I appreciate diverse perspectives. I accept others as they are. And then I did it with myself, so you can do this too. Even though others may want me to change, I choose to accept myself as I am. I release my expectations of myself. I let go of the need to fix myself. Everyone, including myself, are on their unique path. My experiences shape my choices. I honor my journey. I find peace in acceptance. I appreciate my diverse perspectives. I accept myself as I am. And you can do that as many times as you want, or replace those things as well. But I just love that. And since we had a little bit of time, thought I would share that with you guys. I'll probably share it tomorrow as well. But I love that. You're very welcome, Tanya. So thank you guys so much for all your love and support and your patience in getting to your readings. I'm so grateful for all of your love and for all of your thirst for following after spirit. I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then also this tomorrow evening from 6 to 9 p.m. Mountain Time. And then also, of course, on Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Yeah. And we've got Sundays are special where I come back on to finish out everything that I don't complete in the morning. Usually, like one of the times in between, like tonight, I got to all the free readings, but usually on Saturdays, I usually don't get to a ton of free readings. So be sure to come back on Sunday for sure as well. Hey, Olivier, you're coming in just as the doors are closing. If you want, yeah, you can throw a quick one in there since I've got like 8 minutes left. So we'll get you in there. So throw it out there. I'll throw you into the list here. And we'll see what Spirit has for you. So hopefully you guys are hanging on to all this wonderful energy. The little Tish has fallen asleep. All right. So Olivier, let's grab your timestamp here. Boom. So how will things turn out with Harry? He has a complicated way of being. Don't we all? How are they a mirror for us, right? What a great I don't feel like those are the cards. What a great reflection, right? Hey, Debbie. Good to see you. Love and light to you. Yeah, whenever we are wondering things about other people, right, we can put our name in there. How will things turn out with me? I have a complicated way of being. Will I change my attitude? Right? We can't expect anything of anyone else that we don't expect for ourselves, right? Oh, always fun. All right. So let's see here. How will things turn out with Harry? We got the world card. So there is a victory. There is an ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. Um, so it does feel like in the end, things do transform, and it is a victory type of energy. So it does feel like there will be a completion um, that you're happy with them. Will they change their attitude? King of Swords. I don't know if they'll change their attitude. King of Swords, that's like very much a mental energy, right? I mean, they roll over the sword suit. They're the master of thinking. They get caught up in their head. I just, with that, I just feel like they're set in their ways. Like I have my mindsets. I'm fixed on that. In fact, I think these are all the fixed signs that are around here, right? Because I think the world card is all of the the four fixed signs. So very stubborn, very in their way. Oh, he is kind of stubborn. Yeah, so it's like not very open-minded. It has to be my way. So I feel like it'll work itself out eventually, but I feel like they have to do it their way, and there's no way to stop it. In fact, I remember uh, when I worked in a distribution center, and it was the first time I was a supervisor over a bunch of people, and I it was people that would go. There was people that would pick stuff from the shelves, and then people that would pack stuff. And then when he returns or new merchandise that came in, there was people that put everything away, where they were on production, and they would go put things away. And and if they finished faster, they could leave earlier and get paid even a bonus for finishing earlier, or you know like get paid the same, but we didn't have to work as much and they could go home or whatever. Well, this one, she would unpack a box and go and put it away, and there was long aisles, and come back and then unpack another box and then go, and they had little three shelves on their cart. So I told her, if you unpack a lot, you don't have to make so many trips back and forth, and actually saves you time, and you can be more productive and get the production bonus and get to leave early. Oh, okay, thank you. She'd do two boxes and go put them away and come back, and I'd see it, and I'd be like, the second time I was like, hey, I noticed that you're just doing a couple and you're not going back and forth. And she was like, well, I drive in with my brother. They don't have production where they're at, so I have to wait for them anyway. I'd rather just take my time. And I was like, oh wow. And I learned to someone had to do it their way, and that's okay. It was totally fine to do it that way. It wasn't like they weren't being not productive at all. But it's kind of like we have to let them go and let things be. We can change our attitude and change my complicated way of being. And so these beliefs that we have around who they are and what's going on, what beliefs do I have that I can let go of? Or am I being stubborn on how I think things should go? I can change my attitude towards something. I can change my attitude toward them. Instead of focusing on who they're not being and how they're not doing what I think they're supposed to do, we can always try something new and focus on what we're grateful for about who they are. Sincerely grateful, not pretend grateful, like, oh, I'm so grateful. When are they going to do what I want them to do? Because that energy doesn't change anything. But it's happening for us. It teaches us that I can focus in and think about what I truly respect about them, what I appreciate about them, what I'm grateful for about them. Outside of all the situation, let all the expectations go and go, it's not going to help because we can't change anyone. In fact, if you just came in, I was finishing up this little tapping about I accept others as they are. If you didn't hear that, rewind a little bit. It was right after Tanya's reading. Um, the last reading. So some good stuff in there. All right. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Livier. Good to see you. Glad you caught us just as we were headed out here. So I'm hitting my 3-hour mark. So check. um, so thank you guys again, as I was saying, for all your love and all your support, your thirst for hearing from Spirit, especially this day and age. We've got so much energy going on, grounding ourselves, connecting with Spirit, so important. So thank you so much for all of that love, all that energy that I sense from all of you. And remember, as we're going through our adventure, that every second of every day of our lives, we truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, many blessings. Hang in there. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon. Night, night. Hey, Moonlight. You're very welcome. Much love to you. Take care.